What has changed in your way of working when producing a live event from the traditional hardware infrastructure to the cloud? Has something changed for the personnel working with the event?
Absolutely. The biggest change for us is now I can use what we call the A team. The top of all our people, it could be spread out throughout the country. Now they don't have to, I don't have to travel them if they don't want to, or if they don't need to, or if they're booked back to back, especially in the freelance world, where you use a lot of technicians that are freelance. And so instead of me having to worry about, it's like, well, you can't work this job because you have to travel the day before, or you're back to back with something else. If they're nearby and they have their internet access at home or at their offices, they can log in and perform their job from pretty much anywhere. Uh, as we've talked about in chat jokingly, it's like, Jeff, where are you calling from this time? It's like, I do that. I literally do drive down the road, and it's like, oh, a client calls, and if I need to work, I'll pull over and log on through TeamViewer or whatever remote access we have available to us. So now it's changed the workload of how people work, or workflow of how people work. So you're not tied down to just that one person sitting in front of that one piece of hardware. That one person could actually be managing 4 or 5 different pieces of the whole solution. They're not tied down to just that one piece to do. And they're not having to be tied to one location. That they could be managing multiple events in multiple locations. That is another huge thing. And by putting it all in the cloud, it makes it accessible for everybody, because all the infrastructure in the cloud, between all the softwares, between all the computers, between all the pieces, all that is working in the cloud at an unbelievable speed that we can't get if we were doing point to point with devices, talking to devices across remote locations. And if that person in Kansas happens to drop their internet connection, the second person that's looking over his shoulder or working simultaneously in Miami immediately is right on the top of it. So we're not tied down to just that one person or one workflow of coming up from the ground. We've got backups upon backups and people upon people that could help. We never have a break in the session. We never have a break in our actual performance.